Grand Moon Day. This is Dee with Divine Needle. Oh, with a collective reading for everybody. The daily. Today is April the 5th, 2021. Yesterday was 4/4 portal. The happy Easter Ishtar, right? Anyway, the Sabian Mysteries. Today, if it'll focus on it, there we go. 2 prim spinsters is the Sabian symbol. And it's fascinating to me because the story that the Sabian Mysteries talks about, the for some people, this calls into mind the myth of Arachne and Athena, virgins who were both known for their spiritual superior skill at spinning and weaving. Mortal Arachne's prideful boast led to a challenge from immortal goddess Athena. A weaving contest ensued, and Athena created a beautiful cloth depicting the glorious and beneficent gods and goddesses of Olympus doing good deeds. Meanwhile, Arachne skillfully wove a scene displaying the gods and goddesses in disreputable drunken chaos. They both displayed great skill in their work, but Arachne's was better. Angered by the unflattering image Arachne had woven, Athena ripped apart the offending cloth. Arachne hanged herself, choosing mastery of her own fate, denying Athena the opportunity to take her life. Athena quickly turned Arachne into a spider who lives out her days spinning. Where have we allowed dysfunctional, self-created gods like materialism to wreak havoc in our world? How can we deconstruct what is not helpful? What would be good to weave in its place? Fascinating. The thing is, Athena and Arachne are actually the same being. It's just their good and bad side. And that inner struggle with your yin and yang, your light and your dark. And how does self-created gods like materialism wreak havoc in our world? And how can we deconstruct what is not helpful? Interesting, right? Okay, we'll set the Sabian Mysteries to the side because I think that does pertain to a lot of people. How can we deconstruct what we see as something possibly of value that we worship, like our automobiles, that really creates more of a problem than it does a solution? When does it stop being useful? Okay, and I forgot I'm going to, I got cards going every direction. I need to develop a new way to keep these, or at least some of the ones I don't use as much, off of here. All right. Empowering question. I forgot to do that. I got reminded. It's like, you forgot the deck. Okay. Oh, all right. So happy Moon Day. Goddess Day. And we'll get on with the reading. Grand rising to all of you. Hope you're doing well. This collective message is designed to help everybody, especially those that are on missions. You'll know exactly what I'm talking about if that references yourself. Others, you don't have missions or aren't aware of them yet. So this reading is just a general for the collective so that they understand the energy. And do keep in mind these readings, this energy can play out within about a 5-day window. The thing is, for some of you, that means this has already occurred, depending on your timelines. So keep that in mind. Anyway, we're going to start out with an empowering question that you need to ask yourself this week. And something to ponder. Empowering questions help us on our path and help us answer some deep questions that we may have forgotten to ask ourselves. Alrighty. You have to excuse me. My allergies are going full bore. It's spring. All right. Empowering question for the collective. When was the last time you stepped outside of your comfort zone? Oh, the divine is definitely challenging a whole lot of us right now with the moon card. It's showing up on tons of readings. That's because having to sit inside of something that makes us feel uncomfortable, and they're going to make you do that for an extended period of time. It's going to be, it's going to test your strength, your fortitude, right? It's going to test your wherewithal, your moxie. And yeah, think about this. If you're a super impatient person, this is going to teach you patience. For others, it could be something like being out with other people is not a comfort zone for you. But the divine's going to push you to be out with other people. And they're going to make you discover that that discomfort can actually be a comfort once you overcome the challenge of it. So the divine is definitely putting a bunch of us to the test when it comes to comfort zones. And some of us just want to get things done. And that's leaving us in a position where we feel like we're in hangman mode. That's been going on for a while. And it's funny because a lot of us thought that, why is my camera crooked yet again? I don't like it when it's crooked. Anyway, Aquarius, we're anal retentive about things like that. Virgos are too, just saying. Anyway, I digress. Yeah. They teased us by making us think we had completed the task. But I'm guessing they didn't think we had been out of our comfort zone long enough. So many of us are stuck in this hangman mode and having to confront our comfort zone. Yeah. So keep that in mind for this week. When was the last time you stepped outside of your comfort zone? It's really, for an Aquarius, something like that is very exhilarating to an Aquarius. It can be very exhilarating to some of the fire signs. Um, some people are very good at stepping outside of comfort zones, others not so much. Anyway, today is Moon Day, so we will get a Kuan Yin card because it is all about the goddess. Moon Day. All right, here we go. For the collective, what do they need to hear? Okay. Ooh, nice. We got this card not very long ago. Many hands of the goddess. The goddess Kuan Yin brings blessings to multiple projects and many different parts of your life and consciousness, beloved. She is not limited to one task at a time. Do not be afraid to surrender into her guiding wisdom and creative genius. It doesn't want to focus on this. There we go. For there is much that you can accomplish together, and she is assisting you now. So, multitasking is the name of the game for Moon Day, or for this week, possibly, because this is kind of the week. So, be ready to be a jack of all trades and be able to juggle. In other words, very Two of Pentacles. Very much. Okay. And they told me they want one of the moon cards. I'm like, okie dokie, because it is Moon Day. They want a moon card. So let me dig that one out. If I'd known that before the stream, I would have had these out and ready to go. They don't tell me these things sometimes till the last second. All right. Moonology. So bigger readings on Monday because you guys need the extra to get your weeks going. All right. So, what were you wanting to tell us via these cards about this coming day and week ahead? All right. The energy is gaining momentum. This is waxing moon, which we just so happen to be under right now. Or no, we're not. We're in waning. Sorry. The energy is gaining momentum. Communication is key. New moon in Gemini. So, for many of you, this energy gaining momentum, a lot of you feel that. It's like a quickening, they call it. It's very like time speeding up. Other readers are picking up on that same thing. See if it wants to focus this morning. The light's changing, so the camera's having problems. There we go. Also, the other thing this week, besides this gaining momentum, that's why you're having to juggle and do multitasking. The other thing this week that's important and is communication. It's funny because the Sabian Mysteries had two prim spinsters, and here we have two on this card. So very, resonating card to the Sabian Mystery. But communication is key this week for getting things done. And if you don't communicate, then you won't get it done. Just period. Make sure you state your needs clearly this week and stand in your power. Okay, so remember, there's some things that you put a great deal of time and attention to that may no longer serve you, and it's time to walk away, maybe. That's just for some of you, okay? All right, Moon Day for the collective, April 5th. Monday, April 5th. Past lives and control. Okay. So some of you have spent past lives in the position of control. In other words, some of you, it could be something as small as just your marital relationship. You were the one that wore the pants, so to speak. But for many of you, the past lives were controlling empires and kingdoms. And they are honing many to do this again and do it right this time, basically. So being able to, become decent rulers of your kingdom, environment, or empire. It just depends on what your past life was. Past lives. A very interesting concept, right? The thing is, it's a true concept. There's small children that remember their past lives because their mind wipe didn't take. And they remember details right down to their names and much more. Further proves out that past lives are a thing. Our souls reincarnate over and over and over again till we get it. Ascended master material, in other words. But yeah, many have spent past lives in controlling positions. And some of us did not do it the right way. And what we're going through right now is honing us to be much better about this. Okay, here we go. The overall energy for the collective. The overall energy for the collective. 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 Okay. The Malaise and the Gardener. So 9 of Scepters, 7 of Orbs, 7 of Pentacles, in other words. Okay. Go down here. What's our highest priority? What is our highest priority for the collective, please? Highest priority. The Lovers. It's interesting because these cards, these two, We're in the Divine Masculines reading yesterday. Lovers, Shining Winds, and the Golden Shield. That is the Queen of Scepters, power and authority of fire. Many of us are going through trials by fire, basically. This comfort zone thing and what really matters to us kind of stuff. All right, and what do we need to be mindful of and or prepare for? What do we need to be mindful of and or prepare for? Mindful of and or prepare for. Okay. Flipped on the deck. Okay. Heartbreak and healing. Okay. Healing heartbreak. That's good. That's super good. This being out of our comfort zone has a lot to do with this, I have a feeling. The kindred. Notice that the underlying goes right over past lives and the kindred. People that you spent past lives with. Community, your tribe. You all incarnate in teams to teach each other all kinds of fun things. Morning coffee. Okay. So our underlying, let's take a sneak peek. We got the kindred, Archangel of Mysteries, King of Earth, Journeyman, Dedication, Captor. Oh, 2 8s. Nice. 2 8s. Standing in your power. Okay. That's just a sneak peek. But the thing that matters is the kindred on the underlying community, celebrating with family, friends. Yeah. So let's look at the 3 of Chalices. The kindred is a spirit of affinity within a tribe. This is abundance and love, camaraderie, and the prophecy of a jubilee to come. A personal zenith point is reached in your community relations. This spirit also appears when you need a reminder to tend to familial and tribal relations that matter to you most. So a reminder, tend to the familial. You're going to be juggling around this week, no doubt about it, particularly today, evidently, but I think that kind of covers the week. The Malaise, Wounded Warrior, 9 of Scepters, and the Gardener, 7 of Orbs. The Wounded Warrior. Still have your staff. You're going to keep on fighting. There's no such thing as we give up. The Malaise is the questioning of purpose and why we suffer. It is the wearing away of vitality and innocence when you've seen too much suffering in this physical world. When the spirit of the Malaise appears to you, engage in grand strategy. Summon all the power within you and direct it outward now. The 9 of Scepters is a spirit of great strength. This is also the personification of malaise, reflecting back at you so you can see clearly your own feelings of debility or weakening health. This is a spirit of despair, pessimism, and cynicism. Do not reduce yourself to feelings of apathy. Feeling feelings and passions, even when they hurt, are the necessary gauntlets to overcome so that wisdom and transcendence might be attained. Note the resilience of the figure in the imagery. The Nine of Scepters is a powerful key against debility, weakening, or despair. The malaise appears to you to remind you of the powerful defensive magic you are capable of conjuring to protect yourself and to revitalize what has been depleted. The malaise can be a sign that you need to take better care at shielding yourself. And then the Gardener, Seven of Orbs, the Earth Goddess. This is planting seeds for future harvest. It's a 7. All right. The Gardener is the nature spirit of low magic and the spirit of harvest. When the Gardener appears, close by is the presence of an Earth Goddess. The Seven of Orbs card is a threshold, a special nexus point between the physical realm and the spirit realm. The Gardener calls to mind Magna Mater, the goddess Sybil, and she appears to you now to help you take what is formless matter within your mind and spirit to yield meritorious work product and a presentment of harvest. The Gardener is also a spirit who oversees low magic and can be called upon to assist with the craft, utilizing herbs, stones, roots, oils, and crafting of charms. The Gardener appears to you when you are experiencing success unfulfilled. The Seven of Orbs is a liminal gateway between states of consciousness. When the Gardener appears to you, know that you've got an idea, a design or concept worth investing in, and if you see it through to fruition, you will achieve the security, stability, and material abundance you've been seeking. So, not giving up the fight for your future, basically. And your highest priority, key 6, Major Arcana, the Lovers, is the highest priority. Do keep in mind this energy can play out, or may have already played out for some of you. The Lovers is the spirit of pairs. It's our internal binary. Solve et coagula. Dissolve and concentrate a maximum of the alchemist. The Lovers portend the sacred marriage of your higher self and your ego. You are at a crossroads, and your next step is to choose between two paths. Key 6 appears to you when you must decide between instant gratification or delayed gratification. When the Lover's card appears, it can also be a call to evaluate your interpersonal matters. In modernity, the Lover's card might appear so that attention can be called toward a romantic relationship or the themes of Eros. Big decision moving forward in truth and clarity. I have a funny feeling for most of you. Others, it can be this card, I think, is covering two topics for everybody. Not only is there a big decision about some truth and clarity you've gained moving forward with it towards somebody that's a fire sign, but it also tends to the familial and tribal relations that matter to you most. So I think it's covering both those bases here with the Lover's card. Anyway, the shining winds, a swirling gale. That is the Knight of Swords. You are now being given divine instruction to alchemize the elemental nature of air to win a battle. The alchemical instructions the Spirit brings to you now is this: conform to a shape or reference that is around you and be a flowing form of energy. While yielding yourself to the established forms and framework around you, accelerate your activities because the conditions are ripe for your advancement, and you will make great progress soon. This spirit is the active key of illuminated consciousness. In other words, the aha moment, the Ace of Swords, you got that, and now you're running with it. The confirmation of a fully formed idea bound for manifestation, so long as progressive action is taken. When the Knight of Swords appears in a reading, mind and body are acting in collaboration toward achieving your goal. This is the card that prophesies imminent victory, so long as you continue your proactive progress along the path you've chosen. The Shining Winds is the card that confirms full realization and understanding of a dilemma and figuring out how to troubleshoot or solve that dilemma. Now, what is left to do is act upon the solution. This card also marks the need to change your perspective so you can advance further on your path so that mind and body can be aligned. Shift your mindset and you will accomplish more. And the Golden Shield, power and authority of fire, Queen of Scepters. You are shielded against those who are sending you psychic arrows of envy, ill will, resentment, someone who covets what you have and who is just waiting for a vulnerable opening to strike. Thus, the Golden Shield defends you, and this spirit is now making his presence known so that the angelic power of fire can keep you safe, healthy, and flourishing. A male ancestor or one from your paternal lineage can appear to you through the Golden Shield. So, you are being protected, divinely so. But I also think this is moving towards somebody, a fire sign likely. I have a feeling Sagittarius for many of you. It could be any of them. It could be Aries. It could be Leo. But I have a funny feeling for many of you, this might be it could be any fire sign or somebody with heavy fire in their chart. But also keep in mind, for some of you, this could be something that you're cutting out. And it could be a lover for some of you. And it's the highest priority. I do know at least one person that's going through this very thing and cutting out. Because sometimes the Queen of Wands can be somebody that wears a false mask. So, yeah. So for some of you, that's exactly what this is cutting out somebody you were connected to. For others, it's moving forward towards this person instead of the opposite. Whatever it means, you got the sword of truth in your hand. Okay? So it depends on your situation. So I do know some people are doing this very thing. But others, it's just a big decision that you're having to make moving forward. And it has something to do with working with a fire sign. Anyway, what to be mindful of, prepare for the bereaved and healing. So 3 of Swords, something that breaks your heart. So for many of you, this is quite literally cutting out somebody significant to you. And then communicating about that very thing. Because the Archangel of Healing, that is the King of Chalices, that is the communicator, counselor. So some of you may be going to bereavement counseling, grief counseling, because you can go through a lot of grief when you go through a split up of this nature. And that's just for some of you. Others, this is about past hurts. But, it'll be interesting to see how this plays out for all of you. You guys will have to let me know. Anyway, the bereaved, 3 of Swords. The bereaved is sabotage after fruition, but there is a foretelling of resurrection through the story of Isis mourning her husband, the god Osiris, and the coming conception of Horus. This is the spirit of bereavement by your side. This is sorrow, mourning, sadness, and deprivation of love. Yet this is also the power of resurrection after sorrow. And the communicator, counselor of the kings, archangel of healing, angel who salves and purifies. For some of you, this could be a King of Cups communicating with you about, so a water sign communicating about their heartbreak, possibly. That's just for some of you, not all. Okay, Archangel of Healing. For others, this is you getting over this right here in the middle. The King of Chalices is the Archangel of Healing, a reigning angel over the healing arts and purification of mind, body, and soul. She presents herself to now guide you through precarious times, and she is here by your side to salve, to heal, and to purify what is currently diseased, debilitated, feeble, or unwell. This archangel appears to those who are in most need of healing. She has a tender place in her heart for those who are like fish out of water, caring for them the most. Grand Rising, all of you. Happy Moon Day. Here is the spirit guide for mending your wounds. And these are the wounds. Okay. A very deep reading for this moon day. It feels ominous, but there's a lot of healing to be had from what's going on here. A lot of self-discovery, being able to come out of your comfort zones. Some of you, your comfort zone was somebody significant to you and you're moving away from that relationship. Some of you, it's a thing. Remember, the Sabian Mysteries was talking about material gods like our automobiles and things like that. Moving away from that. But the overall energy is you're still standing there. You got your scepter. Don't dare stop fighting. The seeds of the future are waiting to be harvested for sure. All right, let's see if they got anything going out on Osho Zen for us. Anything going out of this reading? They are definitely honing us for the future. Playfulness, yeah. That definitely will get you through this energy. And receptivity. These two cards come out, especially receptivity. This is your connection to the divine. And listening. Keeping that upper channel open at all times. Because they're sending you cues and clues all the time. They can't just step in and tell you outright on things many times. But they push you and give you hints in certain directions, right? So keep up and try to remain in your inner child. The playfulness, don't forget about that. That will ease a lot of this discomfort coming out of your comfort zone and being able to juggle through everything. You guys are amazing beings, and there's no reason why. Remember, communication is key. We have the king of communication right here, and it's right here. Communication is key, and playfulness. Stay in that childlike energy as much as possible. Anyway, I do hope this helps. At least some of you. Some of you, this may not resonate at all. But trust, the ones that are really going through it right now, the divine has a major plans for them, and it's about their past lives and controlling their empires. Yep, indeed. Anyway, have a very grand moon day, and we will talk to you soon. Oh, by the way, if you want a personal video reading, we're getting pretty booked, but if you want one, the information is in the description box below. Have a fantastic day. Talk to you later.